time to man up.
So let's talk about your experience in MMA as a Christian. How are you received as a Christian? We know pastors and other Christians are following MMA and it's catching on in the Christian community. How are you received actually working in the industry as a Christian?
Well, I get mixed reviews. Frankie, who was at one time my partner and he's now our chief designer, when we mentioned that Frankie's our pastor, they say, well, isn't that no pun intended, isn't that a conflict of interest that you're preaching, peace and love, yet you're going out there and beating somebody up? But, if you watch one of these fights, these men shake hands before they go out and then hug each other and bow to each other after the fight. It's tremendous respect between them. And I think, that's one thing that Christ was about, you respect your fellow man. And that's one thing that MMA is about. And, some people do think, well, I don't necessarily think that's right because you preach peace. But then a lot of the fighters think it's absolutely amazing, that we're willing to step into this type of a sport with the light that it can sometimes be shown on. They really think highly of it because, we're not really worried about what other people think. Christianity can put into almost any facet of life you want to think about. It's just whether you're willing to do it or not. And, I've never seen a fighter. I've had fighters who told me they did not believe in God, and I have watched them cross themselves before they walked into the cage. So, I don't know if it's just the prospect of battle brings out belief in human beings, even if it's for a short amount of time. But, most men who enter into combat, they do talk to their maker in some way because they're putting their life on the line. And, just being a Christian and running a business, it gives us a little bit more integrity. I don't like to say that, and use that, but when I go and talk to a person and they know I'm affiliated with a church, yet I'm running this business, they know that I'm not going to do something that's going to hurt our name and image. So most of them are willing to hear me out for what, I might have to propose to them. So with fans, it can be a turn on, turn off. But with the business itself, I've actually had nothing but positive results from it, believe it or not.
That's great. So have you guys, are you guys using this as a ministry as well to reach out to some of the fighters? Have you seen any fighters come to Christ through conflict fighting as of yet?
I don't know if I'd say through conflict, but there has been a few fighters that are now going to church. Me and Frankie believe in building a relationship with our fighters, just like you would in a hub group or a church,
Right.
And one of our main fighters, Jimmy Fowler, who's undefeated as an amateur, and he's now 4-1, I believe, as a pro. He just became a follower in Christ, actually.
That's awesome.
So, and for the longest time, I tried to get him to come to church, and he was like, I'll think about it. And then one day he was just like, Christian, I don't know why I didn't take you up on it sooner. You know how people get when they first come to Christ. They want to tell everybody about it.
Absolutely.
And, Jimmy, that's what Jimmy did. He wanted to tell us about it. He wanted to come to church. When we do interviews, he wants to thank Jesus Christ. A couple other of our fighters actually come to our church now. So, when we do the sport, we are in it to make money, but we are in it to make brothers too, and we do want to bring anybody to Christ that we can. And I'm still learning in my Christianity. I'm not a perfect Christian, but I see the light, and I see where people need to be and where I need to be. And if I am as a Christian, I'm able to bring one of my fighters into the faith, that means more to me than selling 1 million shirts, to be honest with you.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about your fighters, man. Who do you guys have that you're just really excited about right now?
One of the main fighters that we have that we just signed actually is going to be competing on UFC 123 in Detroit, Michigan, Auburn Hills, Michigan, on the Rampage Machida card, and it'll be Tim Bosch. It's going to be his first main card event, and we're really looking forward to that. Now, other than him, we currently signed a women's silver Olympic medalist. That's right. She won a silver medal in the Olympics. And she is now undefeated as a woman fighter. And I have to tell you, she is completely just running through the competition. She actually has a fight coming up next Saturday that's going to be in Jamaica. So, we're going to have the Caribbean Gladiator event next Saturday. And then right after that, we'll be going to UFC 123, covering the weigh-ins and the actual fights. And then other than them, you know, we have Cody Wilson, who's a great amateur fighter. We have Sean Winchester, another amateur fighter. We have Jimmy Fowler, who's about to go probably to Strikeforce or Bellator. Austin Hyatt. We also have Michael Lale that's going to be featured on Fox Sports South. So, you know, the stable of fighters that we have, all of them have winning records. And probably 3 out of the 7 that we have contracted will actually probably be making it to will be making it to a televised event by the end of the year. So, you know, we've really signed some top talent. Not all of them are Christians, not going to lie, you know, but they do know what kind of company we are, and they actually respect us a lot. So, you know, our stable is very, very strong. And the fact that we finally got our foot into the UFC door, man, the opportunities are just going to come banging now. And that's great. That's where we wanted to be. That's actually about 2 years ahead of our original road plan when we started Conflict.
Good deal. Good deal. So with you guys getting into UFC, you guys actually stream a lot of that action live back to your website. Tell our listeners about that.
Yeah, we have a little program that we use through Ustream, and it's actually, I use it on my Evo, which records in 720p. And the little box is going to be on our website soon. It's going to be on www.conflictfighting.org. You'll be able to see the little box on the website at any given time, and it'll light up when we go live. And basically, you know, at the weigh-ins, we'll be recording the weigh-ins live straight through Ustream. We'll also be doing the fight. I don't know how clear it will be, but you will be able to see it. But, you know, the main thing about having the Conflict channel is what it's called, is the fact that we'll be able to go to fight schools, local events, local tournaments, and stream the events straight to our website where fans can watch where normally they wouldn't be able to do it. Like I said, the website's called Ustream. All you have to do is search for Conflict Fighting. You'll find our channel. Or just keep up to date on our website, and at any given time, you can see the website turn green, showing that we are live. So that's a very cool thing. And one other little thing I'd like to throw in, we have a new thing called the Conflict Nation. This is very, very unique to internet MMA-based things, I believe. And basically what it is we've built kind of like an online fight house for our fighters. And your fighters can register. They can list what their record is, what style of fighting they do, what their school is, their sponsors. They can upload their videos from YouTube, any articles that they may have about them, all their Twitter feeds, Facebook feeds, anything and everything they can centralize into one location. So if a fighter, you know, if a fight promoter comes along and wants to see this guy's info, well, he just sends them to the Conflict Nation, and that promoter can see all of his info centralized into one location instead of searching all over the net to find all these different things. And the fighters can actually talk between themselves through the Conflict IM. So it's a very revolutionary little idea. We're hoping that it's going to blow up, and we're really hoping that more fighters will sign up for it and utilize its free advantages.
That's what's up.